So as the iPads were rolled out here at the high school, we at STLP wanted to do everything we can so that you, as teachers, can use apps in the most effective ways. This is a video that we've put together just showing you what kind of apps other teachers are using and how they're being used in the classroom. Check it out.
iPad is the use of the forums on iLearn. It's a really great opportunity for students to have an academic dialogue and then converse with one another over the actual forum on iLearn. So I found it really successful, and I'll show you an example. So this was a forum that my students did to talk about Anglo-Saxon culture, since we were reading Beowulf, and they were asked to do an assignment to go along with it. Then they posted their forum, and they were supposed to talk to one another about their findings. They were supposed to talk about Anglo-Saxon history and whether or not that applies to heroes today. So you can see here's the actual assignment. I asked them to find a link to someone that they see as a hero to kind of match up with that historical context. And then they were able to actually comment on one another and find things that were interesting. So it's just a really simplistic way for students to get in the habit of using forums and writing academically for perfection on the iLearn.
In my psychology classes, we're using Google Docs. My student teacher got us set up on it. But the thing that's exciting about it is all the students are signed up. We did a project in class. They could do a paper, they could do a PowerPoint, or they could do a poster, and they did it all on Google Docs. The cool thing is that students can work together on it and not be at the same place. These two students put together a PowerPoint. One worked on it here at school from the computer lab, and one worked on it from home. This is a PowerPoint. They can also do posters. So this is a poster that students created. It's also neat in class because then, since they all share it with me, when they get ready to share and project it on the screen, not everybody has to log on and log off. It's just all right here in the same place, and they just click and open it. The other thing I'm excited about using it for is to share notes. I can, when I go to my home page, I can just upload something, and then I just drop it into my class, and then that shares it with all of my students, and so then they can have the information instantaneously, and then that paired with what they're doing on iLearn, they can get lots of information.
Okay, today I'm going to be talking about two apps that I love to use in my classes. One is called Pick Me, and the other is called Replay Note. Both of these apps are teacher apps. They're apps for teachers to use, not for students to use. So I'll show you Pick Me really quickly, because that's one that randomly selects students for you to call on them, and you can also document their participation in class. So I'll show you here what Pick Me looks like. And the Pick Me app looks like this. You have thumbs up, thumbs down for Pick Me. And I have my classes in here that I teach. So the first thing that you would do as a teacher is add a class. You just name your class, and you can either import your roster from Dropbox, or you can just add students to a roster by hitting the plus sign and putting in their first and last name. Once they're in there, for example, this is my 0-hour AP chemistry class, then I can start a session, and instead of pulling popsicle sticks like the old-fashioned way we used to randomly select students, then I can say spin me, and it'll choose my student, and I can say thumbs up if she gets the answer correct, and then it automatically spins and selects my second student that I will call on. So this is great to use when you want to do questioning in class. It helps you randomly select the student, but also you get documentation that I can always go back and look at to see this student was almost always getting correct answers, or it'll tell me they got 7 out of 10 questions correct that I asked them in class, and I'll know how they're doing. So it's sort of a formative assessment tool as well. The other app that I'm going to talk about is called Replay Note. This one actually cost, I think, around $4.99, but is well worth it if you want to create a lesson where your students can see you working a worksheet that they can watch on iLearn. So I use this one after my students have had time to practice. Instead of just putting an answer key up, they can actually watch me solve the problems and hear my voice step by step as I'm working the problem. So it looks like this. And it's called Replay Note. Again, I think it's around $4.99. And with this one, these are lessons that I've done on here already, but you would first hit create, and there's a preparation button. So if I have a PDF on here that I want to do, for example, gas laws, then I can select this PDF and hit done, and then this is my preparation mode. So when I do these lessons, I either need to be here in a room that's quiet or at home in a room that's quiet, because it's going to pick up every sound like your dog barking or anything like that. And I just hit start recording, and as soon as I start recording, it's recording my voice right now, but it's also recording what I'm writing over here. So just to kind of show you, with Replay Note, if I want to go back and show you the ones that I've already done, then these lessons I've shared and put on YouTube. And you can hear my voice. So you'll hear my voice playing, but you'll see me writing here in just a minute and working problems. I post these on iLearn, and then my students can watch these at home. They can watch them 5 times if they need to, and I talk through how I'm thinking about the problems as I'm solving them. So I think most of my students are beneficial because it's a little more helpful than just seeing all this work and you're thinking, where did she start and how did she finally get to that answer? So 2 of my favorites, Replay Note and Pick Me.
Alright, so my senior math app students, they are participating in a college level class. It's a Math 097 developmental course offered through K-State. This course is offered entirely online, and so we get to use our iPads every day. With this course, students complete a couple assignments each week on their iPad. They have a wide variety of assignments that prepare them for a college class. The great thing about this program is that students receive instantaneous feedback. They know exactly if their answers are correct or not, and they'll know where they messed up. With this 097 program, students have access to video tutorials that take them through very similar problems. That will allow them, if they get stuck at any point and if I'm not available, they have essentially a teacher of their own to take them through a very similar problem. The video takes them step by step. There's visual and audio that goes along with each of these tutorials. Students are essentially, getting the experience of taking an 097 class. They're taking a college level math class, without the threat of any kind of real damage to a college GPA. It's going to be a valuable experience, kind of help prepare them for, placement tests and developmental classes that they may take.
Socrative is a way to use the iPads as clickers. With little preparation, you can do multiple choice questions, true, false, and short answer. The students will, on their iPads, go to Socrative. They will get an opportunity to answer a question. You can orally ask a question. They'll choose the answer. After you go through them, it will send you an Excel spreadsheet with all of their answers all together. You can also very easily make a quiz using their template, which then you can do a student-paced quiz or teacher-paced, where they can do it at their own pace, or you can send them a question every so often. And then there's also Space Race, which they loved. It was very engaging. So the students are divided into teams with one of those pre-made quizzes They are sent the questions they can answer at their own pace, but as a team, as the team gets more questions right, their rocket ship moves across the page. Very engaging for them. Another great use of it is for an exit slip. It asks them 3 simple questions: how they felt about today's material, what they learned, and then a problem that they can solve. And then again, you would receive an Excel spreadsheet with all of their answers for that, so you can quickly in one page see how they're doing.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about iTunes U and how we can use it. iTunes U is basically just a repository of videos and lectures and podcasts and stuff like that are educationally focused. They're from multiple different sources, from like lectures from Yale, college professors, to some high school students' projects, and they can be a lot of different things. They're all vetted by Apple for accuracy and that kind of stuff. But it basically is a giant resource that you can just pull from whenever you need some kind of a supplement or something like that. How I've used it in my class is I've found through U.S. history, I've done some searching, and I found from Washington State University a series of videos that are like 1 minute, 2 minute introductions to specific topics. And I can show you how I've linked to that on iLearn and all that kind of stuff. So how I use iTunes U in my classroom right now is this. Basically, through iTunes U, how I found the site was I searched for American history, and right now it's in the search field, Moments in American History. It searched that, I pulled that up and found my lists. And you can see there's just a huge number of topics just under this one. This is just one entry in iTunes U, and they're all a minute or 2 minutes, and they're all free. How I use this in class is that from here, and when you're looking actually on a computer at iTunes U, you can ask it to get the link to a specific video. So once you have that link, and once you have that link copied, you can then post the link in your class and do something like this. And this is, the students can't see this right now, but they would be able to see this video for Journal American Revolution. And so they would click on that. They basically would be given that same thing that we just saw, but it would say, it would highlight the one that I wanted them to look at. So actually Revolution would be highlighted. So that's how you would use it. The students would then, after that, they would take that off of your website or off of the iTunes U site. They'd pull that up, they'd hit the free button and download it straight to their own iPad, and that would give them a video and a video list from their video icon. They could open that up and go straight to it. So for this one, Framers of the Constitution, they pull that up and they'd get audio and video from a professor, in this case at Washington State. iTunes U is a great resource. You would just link to it through iLearn. Students would pull down videos, watch them on their iPad. You can do it independently, or you can have them do it all at one time. And then you can use that to supplement your classroom material.
Talk about math class and iPads. There's several different ways we're using it, but the one I'm going to center on today is on iLearn using the video resources. So what I've done here is, you can see my iLearn account, which most of us have, but down here at the bottom I've put a video resources. Now when you click on any of those topics, I've used this thing called Screen Chomp, and this is sort of taken off of the Khan Academy that everybody downloads. But the difference in this, what is so cool about this? What is Lego? It's me! First of all, you only use Lego for absolute value in equalities. Okay, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But what exactly is the word Lego? What does that mean? Lego means less than. Okay, so you can get the idea of what's going on. But the good thing about this is that I was trying to find a good balance between me teaching in the classroom, using the iPad, me not teaching in the classroom, etc. And what I found with this, what's so cool about this, is that if you don't bog them, if you try not to bog the students down with every little detail, but just the main topics that we're talking about. And what this will do is, when the kids go home or when they don't have access to one of us down here, they've got this video right here that they can look at over and over and work through problems. So it's kind of like having me away from me. It's, like I said, it's not meant to take the place of me. It's just at 7 o'clock at night when they are actually studying for their math test, this is a good resource to be able to view. So I think it's pretty cool. Everybody will try it. Screen chomp.
Hey everyone, my name is Zach, and I hope you enjoyed this video in discovering how other teachers in the building are effectively using the iPad. And this video was entirely made on the iPad using the iMovie app.